Welcome, everyone. We are the Free Spirit Trio today, so we could definitely appreciate any singing or dancing that you have to throw in with us. We would love the support. Thank you very much. Love is but a song we sing, and fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, or make the angels cry. And though the bird is on the wing, and you need not know why. You all know this part, come on now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, but this will surely pass. When the one that left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Hold that A for me. If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. Listen. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. And just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, everybody now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now, right now, right now, right now.
Will you rise as possible for the singing of There Is More Love Somewhere?
There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. there is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more peace somewhere.
As Unitarian Universalists, we believe that truth is larger than any one book or way. Religion and science go hand in hand. Integrity requires freedom of conscience. Diversity is something to celebrate. In the struggle for justice, we come alive. Our highest aspiration and calling is love. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever path you are on, you are welcome here.
There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
What if sometimes it's not about a light in the darkness? What if sometimes it's about sparking potential into possibility and possibility into existence? What if sometimes the flame that burns in the chalice of our faith is nothing less than the ember of hope and nothing more than love set ablaze? What if sometimes all we need to do is follow this flame, one among scores, hundreds, thousands of steadily flickering flames across the land and among so many peoples on the way to justice and to the land of peace? What if we dare to kindle that chalice? Once again, welcome to West Shore Unitarian Universalist Church. We're so glad that you're here this morning, and we are so glad about the folks that are joining from home. Welcome to you also. Give them a wave. We have so much good that's going on. Check out West Shore Weekly in your order of service about the events that are coming up and how you can get involved. Your spirit guides this morning are myself, Donna Evans-Diarmond, and my fellow worship associates, Lynn DiMarino, Terry Burgess-Sandu, and of course our commissioned lay minister, Barbara Walker. While we greet each other, children in grades kindergarten through 5 can be dismissed to the chapel for the Children's Chapel, and all other children and youth should make their way to their classrooms. Greeting time will end at the sound of the bell. Let's greet someone that we haven't met yet today. Get up. Once upon a time, most folks used the offering plate to fulfill their pledges of financial support. Nowadays, lots of folks just click on their church websites, or they set up an automatic payment from their checking account. That's what I did. Some still write a monthly check, paying their church bill along with all of their other bills. But passing the offering plate was never just a practical exercise. It has always been a ritual. Even if your pledge is paid up, it's worthwhile for you to bring even just $1 to drop into the plate as a ritual reminder of that form of love that we call generosity. Let it be a reminder that after meeting our obligations to ourselves and our households and the communities to which we belong and are committed, we must still keep our capacity to give. The practice of giving, until it is second nature and first response, helps bring forth the realm of love. The offering will now be given and gratefully received.
Said, what's wrong, my longtime friend? Something's bothering you. Tell me what the problem is. We'll see what we can do. There are times we disagree, or we agree more than we don't. We won't always see eye to eye, but we will more than we won't. 'Cause we got friendship, the kind that lasts a lifetime. Through all the hardships, you know you are a friend of mine. 'Cause we got friendship, the kind that lasts a lifetime. Through all the hardships, you know you are a friend of mine. If you're on the street, I'll take you in. If you're hungry, I'll give you food. If it's money you need, I got some saved. If you're sick, I'll visit you. I've been where you are right now. You saw me through it all. I'll lean on you and you lean on me, and I'm never gonna let you fall. 'Cause we got friendship, the kind that lasts a lifetime. Through all the hardships, you know you are a friend of mine. I said we got friendship, the kind that lasts a lifetime. Through all the hardships, you know you are a friend of mine. Talk to me, old pal of mine, if you feel you can't go on. Don't you sweat, it ain't over yet. This bond we share is strong. Now your welfare is my concern, and you weigh less than you think. I'll carry you through the shifting sand and see if I let you sink. 'Cause we got friendship, the kind that lasts a lifetime. Through all the hardships, you know you are a friend of mine. I said we got friendship, the kind that lasts a lifetime. Through all the hardships, you know you are a friend of mine. One more time. I said we got friendship, the kind that lasts a lifetime. Through all the hardships, you know you are a friend of mine. Through all the hardships, you know you are a friend of mine.
Good morning. I was reading chapter 8 of Bell Hook's book, All About Love. This particular chapter talks about community, more specifically, the loving community. I started thinking about different communities that make up the different parts of my life. Until I thought about it, I didn't realize I belong to so many different communities. There is my work community, which I can't lie is not always a loving community. My family community is definitely loving and supportive. However, it can be complicated. After all, it is family. The community of my closest friends is also loving and supportive. This community comes with its own set of complications. In chapter 8, Bell Hooks talks about communities and how they are formed. They are formed out of love, healing, compassion, forgiveness, kindness, and more. Which led me to start thinking about our community here at West Shore. I thought about the people that I have met and interacted with here, the friends I have made and come to cherish, the love and support I feel here. But I need to back up now in order for me to explain how I came to feel about West Shore. As a child, I moved around quite a bit. The feeling of being part of a community was not always present for me. I often felt like I didn't belong or fit in. There was a sense of loneliness. I considered myself a misfit. I will tell you something about that right now. My mom is really going to disapprove of this. Sorry, Mom, she's watching from home. Into my adulthood, I have continued to feel like a misfit. In fact, I have the word misfit tattooed on my abdomen, right here. Don't worry, I'm not going to show you, but it's true. Now, I have to tell you about this community. A family community of mine. My little brother and his wife have moved around during their 30-plus years of marriage. My little brother was in the Army, and he with his wife have gone everywhere he was called to serve. They went together. I asked them one time where they considered home. My sister-in-law looked at me and she said, "My home is with your brother." Yeah, the community they have as a married couple is an example of community built with love, compassion, empathy, commitment, forgiveness, kindness, grace, and more. Getting back to the community here at West Shore, I see people coming up here and being so vulnerable. For instance, a couple of weeks ago, Brian came up here regarding a time in his life that he was not particularly proud of and how he learned from it. I thought that was so brave. It brought people to tears, including myself. When people ask me how I get up here and talk in front of everyone at church, for me the answer is easy. But don't get me wrong, I'm nervous. I get nervous every time I come up here. But I think that's normal. This community at West Shore is formed from love, compassion, empathy, kindness, forgiveness, generosity, grace, and so much more. I don't feel like a misfit here. I do believe I belong. I do believe I fit in here. I don't feel like anyone is judging me. I believe that if I do make a mistake, I will be given grace. Each of us is offered love, compassion, empathy, forgiveness, kindness, generosity, and grace while we are here at West Shore. My hope is that each of you feel all that we are offered here. Thank you for being you.
And now, all of you are welcome to come forward and share from your hearts in our ritual for all that is our lives. I'd ask you to form 2 lines and choose a stone that reflects your feelings of happiness or sadness this morning. Place your stone in the dish with the sand alongside the stones of your fellow congregants, which convey the feelings in their hearts today. If you would like to write a concern on a yellow card, please place it in the basket on the table with the yellow cards. Are you ready? are the joys and sorrows of our hearts, which, in Reverend McCarr's absence, will be shared with Kathy Strausser, who is the head of our pastoral care team. And we will be held with care until Reverend McCarr's return.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll say the word to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. To find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh. I'll sing a song beside you. If you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what you're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 3, 2, 4, you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. You'll always have my shoulder. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. No, you can't count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, you can count on me 'cause I can count on you.
They pick good music, don't they? I'd like to tell you a little bit about my favorite movie. It is Cinema Paradiso. Does anybody know it? I think they do. Margaret. It came out in 1988. And even though I see a lot of movies, it is still my favorite. And it certainly pertains to our topics today, love languages and community. Cinema Paradiso, for those of you who don't know, is a story of a relationship between a little boy and a projectionist in a small movie theater in a little tiny town in Sicily. The little boy, who goes by the nickname Toto, doesn't have a father, and the projectionist, Alfredo, and his wife are childless. Toto is fascinated with movies and all of the tasks that the projectionist does in the theater. And one of these tasks is to edit all of the films, removing any scenes of couples kissing. Alfredo does this at the request of the local priest, who obviously does not want his flock riled up in any way. Toto grows up and moves to Rome, where he follows his heart and becomes a famous director. Along the way, of course, there are some problems between Toto and Alfredo, and they do lose touch. But when Alfredo dies, Toto gets a message to return to Sicily to pick up something that Alfredo has left for him. That something is a reel of film. It is all of the kisses that Alfredo edited out of every movie ever shown in the small town. It is Alfredo's love letter to Toto, written in a love language that they share. The book, The 5 Love Languages, was written in 1992 by Gary Chapman, who was a pastor in a Baptist church in North Carolina. Dr. Chapman based his book on an online quiz that was taken by 10,000 people. The 5 love languages, as defined by Dr. Chapman, are gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch. I don't think that it's really necessary for you to go and take the test to determine your love languages. A little introspection will probably reveal them. But I'd also like to address 2 more features about love. One of them is, what is love? And then there's, of course, Tina Turner's question, what's love got to do with it? Erich Fromm defines love as the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. Dr. Chapman's view of love languages is a little bit narrow because he looked at it only from the point of view of couples love. Love is a much larger concept. Love includes all relationships, parent, child, siblings, friendship, community. Fromm goes on to say that love is an act of will. Namely, it is both an intention and an action. Will also implies choice. We do not have to love, we choose to love. We may each have our own love languages, the zones in which we are the most comfortable expressing our love, but there is no single recipe for this love that Fromm describes. Love requires different things from us at different times. As Bell Hooks says in her book, All About Love, New Visions, she says, affection, which is typically the first way that we feel love as infants, is only one ingredient of love. To truly love, we must learn to mix various ingredients: care, affection, recognition, respect, commitment, and trust, as well as open and honest communication. The last one is a big ask for most of us. We all come from dysfunctional families because folks are just dysfunctional. And one of the most common ways of learning to deal with dysfunction is lying, either directly or by omission. There can be love, affection, fun, delight in your family, but in order to avoid hurting each other's feelings or getting into disagreements, we're conditioned to omit talking about unsafe topics. And now we're going to hear from Terry Sandu, who has some first-hand experience with this concept.
The language of love I want to share this morning is that of silence and its companion, deep listening. With so many of us carrying the heart of social justice activists or of natural caretakers, this can be a challenge. Stand up, speak out, solve things. This is often our siren call. A few years ago, I completed training in spiritual direction, And a core tenet is honoring the rule of no fixing, no saving, no advising, and no setting each other straight. This is, of course, really hard to do. As humans, we naturally want to offer advice, counsel, comfort, and sometimes to confront what comes out of another's mouth. And that may be particularly true when it is with people we love. Many of those I love are among those who in 2012 voted for President Obama and in 2016 voted for the other party's candidate. Many remain loyal to he who shall not be named. You can imagine the tension it creates. So many good people who, from my perspective, are willing to support a violent, lying demagogue. One night during the 2020 election, over a backyard fire, we got into a heated discussion. It left me spiritually wounded. I went home that night and wrote a 3-page letter. I found quotes and links to videos to prove my points. I shared how their support for this person hurt personally. Didn't they realize he was talking about me, about my children? We're those people he says hate this country. My plan was to deliver this powerful letter the next day. Luckily, I was smart enough to have one of my very wise children read the letter and give me input. And her advice was, don't send this. It was not what I wanted to hear. I was so riled up with righteous fury. And yet I listened to her. And I'm so grateful for it. Silence was, in this case, the better route. It is still a struggle, even as we've seen our reproductive rights go out the window, and even with one of my own children coming out since then as trans, and facing all of the violence these extremists are creating through their awful bills and hateful rhetoric. And even though individually they have embraced my child with love, none of this seems to have moved them away from that particular movement. And yet they are among the greatest source of love, joy, and meaning in my life. We grieve those we've lost. We fight over who gets to hold the new baby. We get together for dinners and holidays, and we show up when one of us is sick. So the most powerful language of love within my family, for the most part, is silence and learning to deeply listen. I'm not shy about talking about values and challenges, but I've also become much better at not trying to fix or set someone straight. I don't choose silence to be complicit, and I certainly remain hopeful to influence beliefs, actions, and votes. First and foremost, though, I choose to remain in relationship in all its complexities and imperfections. I am blessed to have a rambunctious, lively, challenging, loving family. I have faith that through actions and deeds, and through a love that genuinely welcomes souls, regardless of who they are, who they love, and even who they vote for, we offer the best invitation to open hearts and minds. As in spiritual direction, I pray that in those times where silence is the path, it may enable souls to see for themselves the world in a new way and to influence life-affirming action for themselves and for those they love. Blessed be.
Bell Hook also tells us that some people have a problem using the word spiritual in relation to love. She says the originator of the concept, who was M. Scott Peck, was referring to that, and I quote, dimension of our core reality where mind, body, and spirit are one. An individual, she says, does not have to believe in religion to be assured that there is a life force, which, when nurtured, enhances our capacity to be more fully self-actualized and able to engage in communion with the world around us. The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo gives us a succinct description of another aspect of love. It should be unconditional. He says, you do not have to do anything to be loved. You do not have to perform or achieve or earn a merit badge or be witness doing good, and being who you are does not let others down. Ideally, all of the important choices that we make in this life should help our spiritual growth. They should nourish our self-actualization and our communion with the world. We should love the work we do, the friends we have, the activities we participate in, the volunteering we choose, and the church we come to each week. We should be able to use our love languages in all of these arenas to nurture others and to nurture ourselves with unconditional love. We live, however, in a world shadowed by violence, power, and greed. What we see of love has been romanticized, whitewashed, and over-sexualized. It is The Bachelor, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, Succession, and Modern Family. Those with money, power, and good looks rule. Bell Hooks says, false notions of love teach us it is the place where we will feel no pain, where we will be in a state of constant bliss. And that's not reality. Pain and suffering are part and parcel of love. Our task is not just to love, but to love, as Mark Nepo says, in the face of our loved ones' little idiosyncrasies, sicknesses, injuries, and all of the other challenges that real life brings us. We must be constant in our love. Let's listen as Barbara Walker shares some of her recent experiences with the challenges of being constant in love.
As Donna just stated, we must be constant in our love. This is apparently much easier said than done, right? Some of the work we do for love is some of the hardest. So as many of you know, I have spent this past couple months caring for my beloved father-in-law through his illness, his hospitalization, his in-home hospice, and his passing. Throughout the weeks, we most often use the word constant to describe him. His constant love, his constant faith, his constant actions were paramount to who he was to me. In the 36 years he was part of my world, he quietly showed me through his actions that the art of building family was not always an easy road, but definitely a worthwhile journey. There is no better place to learn the art of community than in our loving. M. Scott Peck begins his book, The Different Drum, Community Making and Peace, with the profound declaration, in and through community lies the salvation of the world. Peck defines community as the coming together of individuals who have learned how to communicate honestly with each other, whose relationships go deeper than their massive composure, and who have developed some significant commitment to rejoice together and mourn together, and to delight in each other and make others' conditions part of our own. Isn't that beautiful? And that not only sums up what we can do as a family, but sums up a lot of what we do as a UU community. Throughout the days sitting at my father-in-law's bedside, I most often had the night shift, where I would hold his hand, adjust his pillow just the right way, and share our stories, and a lot of times our honest worries. I had thought a lot about community and how to just show up for a family, an extended family, in this end-of-life process. Many who would be entering profound grief for the very first time. Many of who shared a faith different from my own, including the ones who over the years had clearly pointed out to me that I would not be in heaven with them. I was worried about how I was to show up with my UU faith strong in a meaningful way. And how was my faith going to show up for me? I wasn't sure. As Bell Hooks said, the extended family is a good place to learn the power of community. However, it can only become a community if there's honest communication between the individuals that are in it, the dysfunctional extended families that we've been talking about. Like smaller nuclear family units, they are usually characterized by muddled communication. Fortunately, my father-in-law was not in too much pain, of physical pain, but when he kept saying to me, "This is painful," I quickly realized what he meant was emotional pain. And there it was. He and I both recognized the gift of honest communication, and I promised him I would show up, help my mother-in-law, the rest of my in-laws, and the rest of the family through all of the grieving process. One of the last things he stated to me in his last days was, "Where's the coordinator?" Affirming to me that was apparently my place in the family. One evening after he came home from hospice, we were standing around his bedside on a phone call from his son who lives in Indonesia. Tears of love and sadness in all our eyes. Organically, I began to guide my husband Keith and daughter Katrina and other family members to put their hands on each other's backs, also putting my father-in-law's hand on the phone where his son was. After a few moments of wonderful supported silence, I said, "Can you feel that? That energy? That energy is our love." And as I stated in my eulogy, I've heard it said that if we love deeply, we must also do the hard work of grieving deeply. The two go hand in hand. Loving is work, so shall it be that grief is work as well. Supporting each other, the simple and sometimes brave act of just showing up, that is my love language. Because that's what you do. Either you were taught to do it, or in your own circumstance, showed up through your own experiences. Showing up matters. My father-in-law was definitely one of those people who showed up and affirmed the importance of doing the hard work. So in his honor, we continue to do the hard work of building family and community and sharing through our own individual love languages.
So, as Tina Turner sang out loud and clear, what's love got to do with it? Well, a lot, as we've seen by what everyone has talked about today. Love is the basis of this Bell Hooks concept. It is communities that sustain life, not couples, not nuclear families, not the rugged individual. Carl Jung tells us if the goal is power, love will be lacking. He says, when love is present, the desire to dominate and exercise power cannot rule the day. All of the partisanship we see today, the polarization of our country, there's only one way to roll it back. Hooks says, concern for the collective good of our nation, city, or neighborhood rooted in the values of love makes us all seek to nurture and protect that good. And that, my friends, is what love has to do with it. Each of us has our own love language, and probably more than one. We can bring those love languages into our workplaces, our schools, our communities, this church, and we can make a difference. Sometimes we look at our Unitarian Universalist churches as lacking in some areas. We're not as diverse at attracting people of color as we would like. We're kind of homogeneous when it comes to economic and educational backgrounds. However, it's my belief that our 8 principles are a great foundation for inspiring us to lead with the love that will ultimately create more diversity in all of our communities. We need only look as far as our Standing on the Side of Love campaign to see that we can succeed with love. Everyone needs someone in their lives to save all the kisses for them. As Bell Hooks says, when we let our light shine, we draw to us and are drawn to others who are bearers of light. We are not alone. So be it, and blessed be. And we'll extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry with us until we meet again.
Love makes a bridge from heart to heart and hand to hand, and finds a way when laws are blind and freedom banned. Love breaks the walls of language, gender, class, and age, and gives us wings to slip the bars of every cage. Love lifts the hope that fear have beaten down. Love breaks the chains and gives us strength to stand our ground. Love rings the bells of wanted birth and wedding day. Love guides the hands that promise more than words can say. Love makes a bridge that winds may shake yet not destroy. Love carries faith through life and death to endless joy.
We leave this gathered community, but we don't leave our connection, our concerns, or our care for each other. Our service to each other, to the world, and to our faith continues until we are together again. Friends, be strong, be well, be true, be loving.
Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, you will understand.
Listen.
You hold the key